How you doing, everybody? This is Jose from Benefit Advisor, and I'm doing this video on an article that I read regarding shortages or a, a, a shortages in radiology, and it's in Michigan, and these patients are waiting up to 3 months in order for them to get a some kind of report. Um, they're waiting for the results in 3 months. So is this something happen? Is this something that's happening in just in Michigan? It what is the shortage and why is it happening? Is it because of Medicare's CMS cut downs that they're maybe there's not enough radiologists? Are the old radiologists retiring? Are they new radiologists being on board? And what are facilities doing in order to get more students involved in radiology? And I'm going to talk also about another article that Rad Partners is partnering with schools to trying to get them to be more involved in radiology. And of course, we'll talk about that in a moment. And okay, let me bring out those articles. So I'm gonna use my phone. How about that? So Rad Partners affiliates Desert Radiology, works with the university, strengthens talent pipeline. So that's what Rad Partners does, because they are a very low staffing in technicians and radiologists. So Rad Partners is desperate that they're going out and funding these schools so that they could have more students involved in radiology. And hopefully these young doctors, make a difference in what's happening today. So let's read a little bit on the article. So there's a radiologist chief operating officer, Matt Grimes. Uh, this just talks about his degree, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. The university graduates about 24 students annually, with each able to complete clinical rotations at Desert Radiology. Having a partner like Desert Radiology, which is a very strong force in outpatient imaging, gives our students a better experience to work in a variety of settings like outpatient imaging, acute care hospitals, trauma centers, and other additional settings. So let me tell you my opinion about just radiology itself. I I I think, again, my opinion, I'm not a radiologist, I'm not a doctor, but radiology is very important for all of us, um, because radiology is where um, your doctor sends your me or whoever to get an X-ray. They see a broken bone. Now they'll go from there, see how to fix it. The doctors, we're in October, so they send patients to get mammograms, try to see if they have any, you know, anything in their breast that may be a risk to that patient, to that person. So then they take the other, precaution steps in order for them to see what other next. So after a mammogram, a screening mammogram, then they do a diagnostic mammogram if it's needed, with ultrasounds involved. And that's just just in case, to make sure that patient does not have, any cancerous in the breast, make sure that she's okay, and so forth. Um, MRIs usually they try to detect any anything that's wrong with the patient, as well as CT scans, PET scans that are done, um, which can detect any cancerous. If patients have cancer, it could detect if it came back. So again, radiology is very important in today. It has been very important, and it continues to be uh, very important to all of us. Um, they have DEXA scans. DEXA scans, some, patients calling it as a bone density, and that's just as when you get older, they take like an X-ray of, whatever body part. It could be your whole body, but they check to see how much calcium or how much fragile your bones are. So if you are if you fall, um, you're not very delicate, that your bone is just gonna break. So that's the importance of a bone density. So like I said, I mean, I love radiology. Um, I love the results that it can have, and the care that it can give you and I as a person. Uh, of course, I gotta give, a shout out to the 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 person that wrote this article, and it's Marty Stemniak. So I do apologize if I pronounced the last name wrong. But Marty Stemniak has covered healthcare since 2012, and from the American Hospital Association's member magazine, Modern Healthcare, and Magnites. Prior to that, he wrote about village government and local business for his hometown. So Mark uh Stemnick, sorry about that. I'll leave his link on the bottom. He does he writes a lot about articles about radiology. The importance of radiology. He writes what different imaging groups are doing what to improve, so that things like this does not happen. And some of these groups are in California. Um, Here's another article. This is modern hospital systems have never dealt with the type of leverage that radiologists currently wield. Let's see. So here's a here's one article that I've not only seen but once, but I've seen it several times. And I've also encountered older doctors question why young doctors don't do this. And let me read a little bit about this article. So, radiologist asks, why do young docs lack interest in high paying extra shifts? So, what I heard about this was a lot of doctors that are older now, like they're in their 60s, 70s, 80s, that have been in the radiology world for like a very long time. And when they just started, it wasn't that much of an impact. It wasn't I mean, they most of the radiologists, they came, they do their work, and they weren't able to pick up extra shifts because there just wasn't there wasn't enough. But as new radiologists started to come in the field, they weren't interested in picking up extra shifts. Mind you, after COVID or since COVID up until now, we're in we're in October 26, 2024. So there's a need, more patients, more people are being referred to X-rays, MRIs, CT scans, and doctors are also, I mean, every imaging facility, they love the work, but can they handle the work? And what are they doing in order to accommodate to these patients that need a stat order? Uh, Again, I'm not a doctor, but I have worked in the field, in the administration part. So, I see and get to know doctors, talk to them, and I mostly talk to doctors that are not in the group where I work at. Um, but why is it that young doctors nowadays don't want to pick up shifts? They want to work just their hours and then go home. Um, and a lot of the older doctors, they say, wow, like, why don't they want to pick up the extra shifts? If it was me and they just graduated and they're barely getting into the field, I would pick up more hours because I want to be able to pick up and pay my student loans as much as possible instead of having it, lingering on my head. But the young doctors, they're just, you know, I guess now that more people are are just more into social media. I don't know. Maybe we need to question a young doctor that just interested in just working their 8 hours, going home, and just maybe actually having a life. They got to have their work and life balance, and they don't want to be consumed with work and stay at work for more than 10 to 16 hours a day. Um, for some people, it's very exhausting. Some people do it and they're getting burned out because they're reading as many uh images, transcribing them into a report, but then if they're getting tired, is that report even good for helping that patient? Is something missed? That's what I mean. Are is the radiologist working more than 10 hours? Is he But that's another topic. And okay. And a radiologist is pondering why younger members of the specialty seem to have little interest in picking up well compensated additional shifts. They're not wanting to pick up additional shifts. They're just working their hours and they're going home. And this is just not me saying it. This is this article. And like I mentioned, it's always smart to knock down your loans and front load your investment. Wrote RJ, a musculoskeletal radiologist. You never know what the future will bring. So, he's saying get those get those shifts, pay off your student loans as fast as possible, so that you're free and clear. You owe 100, 300,000. Try to finish that as much as possible. Get rid of it. But these young radiologists are not interested. The message has garnered 30 responses and nearly 30,000 views late Monday, with radiologists speculating reasons why others might be uninterested in adding extra hours. 1.20 oh, 1, 25% of medical students have no debt at all. 2, some medical students have spouses with well-paying jobs. 3, some medical students will inherit wealth or have trust funds. 4, some just don't buy into the BS, work as hard as you can. They appreciate a balanced life, responded Scott Truler from Iowa. He has a private practice for personal finance planning, educator for physicians, and medical trainee. So that's one of the four reasons that they are not interested in getting more, picking up more shifts. So where's he getting his data? It's a very good question. Again, we have to talk to one of those young radiologists and see if they do pick up extra shifts or if they don't pick up extra shifts. Is this happening in Michigan? Is this happening in Iowa? But is this happening in California? And California is very expensive. And in order to pick up, you know, in order to make a good sizable living, you have to pick up some extra shifts. My brother-in-law's brother, he's a doctor. He's a general doctor, and he tries to pick up as much shifts as possible when he first started. And let me tell you, my brother-in-law's mom is always going on vacation and on my brother-in-law's brother's expense. And yeah, and talking with young rads, so he already interviewed again. Are these young rads from another state other than California? And what is California rads saying? You know what? If you know a young rad, he's in the radiology, he's young, send this video over to him and let's get an interview going. I would like to know, what is it, your thoughts? Do you agree with this? Is it only happening in other states, or is it happening here in California? Let me know your thoughts. And if you're able to send it to quite a few more radiologists, go ahead and forward this video. And before I forget, hit that like button, smash that subscribe to help my channel, and just to get notified for no views. So in talking with young rads, I see a wide variety of responses on this. Wrote Tarang Patel, MD, a podcaster and Banner University Medical Center physician based in Arizona. So uh Tarang Patel, he's a podcaster and made a interview on young rads in Arizona. So again, is this happening in California? Are young rads not picking up extra shifts? Or are they picking up extra shifts, but just not as much as the old cats would do it? Relatively to demand, it feels like there's an unlimited radiology moonlighting supply for those who are interested. So let's see what else is we find approach, resident report writing progress. State converts, U.S. radiology provides catering to patients facing long wait. Well, here's an article and based on just what I was just talking about, what my title is in my on this video is U.S. radiology providers catering to patients facing long wait times for imaging in Canada. In Canada. So U.S. radiology providers catering to patients facing long wait times for imaging in Canada. So the United States is helping Canada with patients with long wait times. So the patients here in the United States are helping the radiologists in Canada to make sure that their reports are read and their images are given to them in a timely manner. So what is the usual and timely manner? I would not be able to tell you. Um, some locations try to do it within 24 hours. Some locations, their goal would be 72 hours. And some locations, because again, they have shortage of radiologists, it could be within a week. The report can be done within a week. Now, if it is not done within a week, there is pressure on the radiologist to try to read it. And if they're not able to, it does get assigned to another radiologist. So U.S. radiology providers are catering to patients facing long wait times for imaging in Canada, according to a report published Friday. The Unity Medical Center in Grafton, North Dakota, a 2-hour drive south in Winnipeg, received between 15 to 20 patients from the country each month. Typically, the critical access hospital can schedule them for an MRI within 2 weeks. Other imaging services are available the next day or within the same week. So they could do it within the same week or the next day. But as far as reading the report or transcribing the image into a report, that's what's taking long. They're just coming down because they can't get into Canadian doctors on a timely manner when they're in so much pain. Radiology services supervisor just thanks told the CBS. I don't think the demand is going to go away. Unity Medical Center CEO Alan O'Neill told the outlet. I think you'll find it's fairly frequent towns that are close to the Canadian border probably do get some Canadians coming down for this type of thing. It's just going to happen because of the demand. So again, radiologists are in very high demand, very high demand. So not just to take the radiologists, but here's an article. It also talks about state convenes task force to address radiologic technologist shortage. So also there's a shortage in technologists. Give me 1 second. Let me just place the microphone a little bit so I don't have to hold it. My hand's hurting already. So what did happen with these radiologists? Why all of a sudden there's a demand? Uh, so I don't think anything happened. I don't think any radiologists or technicians went anywhere. I think they're all still here. I think what happened is, um, like I mentioned earlier, because of the COVID, there's just been a very high demand with patients, um, getting more images done that now a lot of facilities are not able to keep up. But are the doctors that are referring the patients for images, are they being cautious and not just signing the paper to patients? I mean, because I myself have experienced, pain in my chest, and I've requested my doctors to give me to give me an MRI, or CT scan, or some type of imaging, so I know that I'm good. And I think it just scares people, um, since COVID, and I'm one of them. Sorry, guys. So are are companies doing something about this? Of course they are. They're a lot of companies, a lot of imaging facilities. They're improving their technology and applying AI to help their workflow. And AI, at first, when we all started hearing of AI, a lot of people were scared of AI. They were saying, "Oh, they're going to take our jobs and whatnot." But we we simplify our work by using AI, by integrating AI and into our workplace, making our work more efficient. Instead of something taking, like I mentioned, I work in the administration uh, place, and where I'm doing billing, and it takes about 6 minutes to send an appeal to an insurance. Incorporating AI and having all the information to send an appeal to the insurance in order for us to get paid, it just takes a click, a click, a click, and then you print, or it sends, which AI was integrated into the system that you're using, and it makes your work more efficient. So I like to look at it like this: it makes your slowest productive person work faster. And I say it again: it makes your slowest productive person work faster. That is real, folks. Another thing that I've been hearing, and I think they should do it. I think, I mean, I've been hearing that they want to get more radiologists from other parts of the country to come here to the United States, so they could help out the very high demand in radiology. And we're talking about radiologists in the Middle East. We're talking about radiologists in Mexico. We're talking about radiologists in Germany, Russia, uh, different parts of the country, China, Japan, to come to the United States, to give them amnesty, to help out with the demand, and and at the same time, it's helping them as well. They'll probably get paid a lot better, live a better life. Um, so doctors that do take that are doctors, in another country, when they come here to work, they do have to take uh, an exam, I'm not sure what it is. Again, I don't know the steps. I'm not a doctor. Um, but if you know, let me know in the comments. And I want to thank you guys for watching my video. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to go here as much as possible on Saturdays. And um if again, if you guys know any rads um from the California, any young rads, let me know in the comments below, and we could make a setup, and then try to get an interview going. All right. All right. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell for your next video. See you guys on the next one.